Hi, welcome to English 111 Online. I look forward to working with you this summer. My name is Debbie Lee, and I will be your instructor for this summer. A word of caution, you're really going to need to put your jetpacks on and fly because this course covers what a 16-week course normally covers, but condensed into 8 weeks. So we want to be sure you realize that it's almost like there's twice as much work, but it meets in half the time. So anyway, we have two textbooks over here, Rereading America and the Little Seagull handbook. And this Little Seagull handbook is something that you can keep for if you have to take 112 or another course that you might take in the future that would be a handbook to remind you, okay, this is how we do MLA format, or this is how we do APA format. So hang on to that little book after this semester if you're planning to take more English courses here. And then the Rereading America book, if you do not have it yet, you need to get it. Try to have it by next week. But I have put a link for a reading in case you don't have your book yet. But go ahead and get those as soon as possible. All right, some important things to note. Sign in to your Nash Community College Student Gmail account to have access to course documents. So if you're on your personal account and you try to click on these course documents in Moodle, it's going to say you don't have permission to view them. So the way to avoid that is just sign in with your Nash email. There is the course outline and syllabus here that I have already sent out to you in a prior email, and let's take a look at that for just a minute for that. All right, so you'll see at the top it says English 111.03 and 04. So I have two sections, and it doesn't really matter because you're both doing the same thing. But it would be helpful to me if you have to email me and get a response from me for something. If you could tell me which section you're in, whether you're in 03 or 04, that would just save me a little time in going into the course and looking at and seeing what you've done. So if I know which one. And this is online, so we don't have any meeting days. What we will do is I run the course based on a week of Monday through Sunday. So and when we look at the middle page, you can see how it is set up that way. And let me scroll down so you can see it. May 25th through June 5th is here are all the activities for that particular week. So I'll come back and take a look at it. But I'll usually open 1 week at a time, or if I feel like you might not get confused by me opening 2 weeks at a time, I'll do that. And since we are starting on a Wednesday instead of Monday, that doesn't give us too many days to get back to get those assignments completed. And I'm really afraid that some people might not sign right in right away. But so that's why I've made 2 weeks available at this time. Next week, Monday is Memorial Day, and college is closed. And so you can have that day off, or you can go ahead and look at the stuff on that Monday if you'd like to. Just the college is closed that day, so it doesn't have to affect our online class though. Okay, so back to the course document. It has all the information here that is also on the Moodle page, but you can take a look at it and see. My conference or virtual hours with students will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 11 to 12:30. I'll be in my office, and which is in 4206 in Building D, or during those times you can ask to meet me virtually. And if we do that, you'll click on this join the Google Meet link right here, and I can jump in there with you in a Google Meet, and we can talk that way if you prefer to do that. And of course, other times by appointment, because I won't be staying in that Google Meet. And you know, I may be teaching a class or doing something else. So I can't do it all the time, but we can easily get an agreeable time for both of us if you want to talk to me virtually. Okay. Thing I like about meeting virtually is you can share a document with me, and I can look at it and we can talk about it, and I can show you something on the Moodle page, and it's nice. Those virtual meetings, I think, are nice to have. I have also posted here a link to my schedule for the summer. That same as you would see outside my office door. So again, if you can't be on campus, but you think you'd like to meet with me in a virtual meeting, you can look at my calendar and see when, which would be a good time to do that, as far as my calendar and what it looks like. Okay, so the two books, I showed you the pictures of those a while ago. And like I say, the little Seagull Handbook is, oops, I went to scroll down too far, is a good textbook for you to hold on to as a reference. It's not an expensive book. And I believe that you would enjoy using it in 112 if you're going to take that next. It possibly even could be some help to you, and if you're going to take 114. So you'll need those books. If you, like I said, if you don't have them right now, that's fine. You can go ahead and get them by next week. Will be fine. You do need a laptop or a Chromebook with good internet access for this course. So if you know you don't have internet access, then you don't need to be in an online course. But if you've signed up for it, I'm pretty sure that you realize that you have to have that internet access. There's a course description here that you can read. I hope you will have read. I hope you have already read this. I sent this to you before you took your attendance participation. What is it called? The enrollment verification activity. You should have read this before taking that. But if you didn't, that's quite all right too. We're going over it now. You can read it now. Student learning outcomes are listed there. You can read that for yourself. The course grade, we have 3 core assignments, and all 3 of those assignments count 60% of your grade. So these are pretty important. The first one counts 15%. the second one counts 20%, and the third one counts 25%. But I'm going to have you complete these assignments using 1, then 3, then 2. These 2 and 3 are very closely related, and it's easier to do the core project 2, the annotated bibliography, after you've already gotten your sources and done your research paper. So I'm still calling them 1, 2, 3, so it'll be like all the other English classes, English 111 classes, but I'm just going to have you do them a little bit out of order. Coursework, these are weekly assignments that I give you that are mostly building up to the big project that we're working on. So I like to assign things that will help you get the big project done and will make it easier for you. And it's also a way that I can give you some feedback as we go along. But so you'll be able to get 100 for doing those assignments. Those all count together, 35% of your grade, and that is a big chunk of your grade too. So if you just do those little mini assignments, I guess mini assignments is a good way to express it. If you do that, you'll get all these hundreds added into your grade point average, but also I'll be able to touch base with you more frequently, and you can get more feedback from me so that you ought to do much better on those core assignments that we're going to do. So, grading scale for this course, as are all the courses at Nash Community College, a 10-point scale. An A is 90 to 100. We don't give A minuses or A pluses. So if your final score in the course is 90 to 100, you have an A. And I always round up. So anything that's a decimal and then a little bit more, anything over the 0.0, I round up to the next number. So if you had an 89 and then say you had an 89.4 in the class, I'll round that up to a 90, and that would be an A grade. So anything over 0.0, I'll round up. So and of course, here's the B and the C. You want to get a C in this so that it can count towards your degree, and or can transfer to another college or university, because you have to have 70 or higher in order to get transfer credit at any school that you try to go to. Keep losing my little thing over there on the side. All right, so the attendance and administrative withdrawal, you can read this more carefully, but here's the way it works for an online class. I have all of your assignments for each week due on a Sunday night before midnight. So what I do on Monday morning, I look and see who did the assignments and who did not do the assignments. If you did not do the assignments you were supposed to have in before midnight on that Sunday, I'll send you an email reminding you about it. If you haven't submitted the assignment, I then go into the Moodle course and I have the ability to look and see when you have signed into the Moodle page, what you looked at while you were signed in. I can tell if you just clicked on Moodle and then clicked out of it, or if you actually went through and read some of the documents that you were supposed to read, or did some of the looked at the slideshows you were supposed to look at. And so you can definitely, or I can definitely tell if you've been involved in the course. And so when we say involved in the course, if you haven't clicked on anything within that week, and it has to be within that week, I can't count you as present. So I'll send you an email warning you that I've had to count you absent. And the rule is, if you miss 2 consecutive weeks of class, so you didn't have any activity or any interaction with the Moodle page this week, and then next week you don't either, you're automatically dropped from the class. Even if you can't get the assignment done and turned in, I'm still going to look to see if you had any involvement in the class, and I won't count you absent as long as you've had some involvement in the class. So we'll get back to that, and I'll remind you of it with emails. So as far as late work, I was just speaking of that. You don't get the assignment done that time, during the time. You can ask me for an extension, or you can email. Sometimes we don't get things submitted because the internet goes out, or something happens with a technical matter that you just couldn't get it done. Then the standard operating procedure is to send me the work, the document that should have been submitted. Send it to me attached to an email, and explain to me why you didn't get it done by that night. And what I'll do is I'll take it over and submit it for you, because once those assignments are due, or once you get past the due date, you won't be able to submit it yourself. You'll have to send it to me to get that done. So most of the time, I will take late work most of the time. You just kind of have to, I have to know. I mean, if you try to take advantage of it and trying to ask for an extension on everything, I might say no sometime, but go ahead and instead of asking permission to turn it in late, just send the document to me and tell me why you didn't get it in on time, and I'll respond whether I'll accept it or not. So I'll let you know that. I always respond to emails. In fact, that's the best way to get in touch with me, is to send me an email. And when you do that, please use your Nash Community College Gmail account when you're contacting me. And of course, my email that I've given you is that kind of email on the Nash Community College page. I don't know why I keep losing my little thing over here to go up and down. There we go. Well, maybe not. Come on. Well, anyway, let's try to scroll in the document itself. No, that's not working either. Anyway, cheating, plagiarism, the main thing that's going to happen in a course like this, a composition course, is that, submitting something that somebody else did for you, that's cheating, that's plagiarism. Or submitting something you've done in another course. So just because you've done it before does not mean that it will fit the assignment that I've given you, or that I would even give you permission to use that, because I'd rather see where you are now in your writing skills. So do your complete. I'm still looking for that little thing to scroll down with over there. But anyway, don't cheat. don't plagiarize. I'm going to teach you how to use MLA format, which is going to keep you from plagiarizing when used correctly. So we'll continue to talk about that, and I will teach you so that you won't have to. Okay, there's the thing going up. Where's the thing to go down? All right. So you can read all the details. I'm not going to read all of this to you, but you know, I'm going to expect that you know these things, and I'm not going to appreciate it if you didn't get the assignment done in time, and then you send me an email saying, can I send this to you later or something? And because I'm telling you right now, send me the document. There's no need to have 2 or 3 emails back and forth before you, you know, send me the document. So just send me the document. Okay, I'm easygoing. I'm really easygoing. So you will find that out as we go. I'm pretty good. You know, one thing about me that you might want to know is I went to Carolina. UNC Chapel Hill is where I graduated from in my undergraduate, and I went there, finished in 4 years, so I didn't mess around. I did what I was supposed to do, got my degree, and then I decided later on I just had the bachelor's degree in education with a concentration in high school English. So that's what I did at UNC Chapel Hill. But I wanted to work in the community college, and I had to have a master's for that. Well, I went to work and various other jobs after I graduated from college. And before I decided that I wanted to teach at a community college. So I was 43 years old. I was 21 when I graduated from UNC Chapel Hill, and then I was 43 when I went back to school to get my master's degree. So one thing that it did for me, it gave me a real appreciation of you who have families to take care of, who work a job, sometimes more than one job, and particularly now with the economy in such bad shape, you know, you might very well be working 2 jobs. But the thing is, it makes me have compassion for you because I was in that situation myself. I had 2 teenage sons when I went back to college. And also, I couldn't take any classes online because they weren't offered. Or it was a rare thing for something to be offered online. So I drove back and forth. I went to East Carolina because it was closer and easier on me. But I drove back and forth 4 days a week to East Carolina. Got back home after my classes there and had to teach a class out here at Nash Community College, and some kind of touch base with my children as I could. So it was hard, but I managed it, and I would like it makes me have compassion for you who are trying to do all the things. So, you know, if you ever do have something that comes up and you just can't get it by that Sunday at midnight, send it to me and let me submit it for you. You don't want to get behind, though. Please don't get behind. There's a course calendar link that you can go to here, and when we open that up, basically it's just got the week by week timing or topics and the dates. So you can see over here are the weeks. You won't be able to see the whole Moodle page at this point, but you can always look at this calendar and see what's coming up next and that sort of thing. So right now, at the beginning, I have this week that starts on Wednesday, May the 25th. And normally my assignment would be due that Sunday night, but because it's a shortened week, I'm giving everybody till June the 5th to submit those assignments. I'm just afraid some people won't sign on right away, and then they won't have time to get the assignments done. So everything for that week is due June the 5th. And the same thing for next week. It starts on the 30th, but Memorial Day, the college is closed that Monday, the 30th, but you've got the rest of the week to do that. So this is like a shot of the Moodle page for all of the weeks that you can't see yet. The reason I don't just open the whole course up is because some people get confused and what in the world have I done now? Okay, so a lot of people get confused and try to work ahead, and then they don't complete the things that are due now, and especially since we're going so fast, I'll usually just open up 1 week at a time until we get to something that's going to take more time, and then I'll open up those as well. This course does not have a final exam. We do have a midterm exam, but we don't have the, go back to the grades. So we do have a midterm that counts 5%, and of course with the coursework added to that, that's 40%, and these 3 assignments are 60%. So thing is that can really make a difference, though, is these coursework grades. Get those done, gather those hundreds, get my feedback, let me take looks at what you're doing so that I can reassure you you're on the right track, or maybe you need to do it a little differently. So that's another reason why those are important. All right, so I'm going to close that, and I'm going to close my calendar and get back to the Moodle page. All right, so as I have said, I set it up by the week. So here is our first week, and every week starts like this. Just read it from top to bottom. It tells you the different topics that we'll be covering, and then the graded assignments, I'll list it here. So there are 3 things from this first week that you need to have done by June the 5th. So you got time to do that. They're not hard assignments, but they're things. I'll always list them up here. So you'll have a video link like this. It's me petting a dolphin on one of my cruise trips. This was down in Mexico. I'm not sure where in Mexico I was, but anyway, sweet dolphins. They're so intelligent. It was really cool, and I'm glad I got to get my picture taken. I've done that before, but anyway, it was fun. So every week you'll have one of these, and the directions are right underneath it. So click on this image to view this week's instructional video. And when you do that, you'll have this opportunity, once you've done that, to mark it as done. So you can, after you finish it, just click that, and it'll let you know in case you have to leave the Moodle page or something and come back and you thinking, what have I already looked at? What do I have to go? So I have those set up with each activity that you can mark. There are some activities, like the graded assignments, that you'll have to read the assignment, view it, and submit it, and wait for me to grade it, so that it'll be marked as complete. So that has to go through the process. Once you get a grade, it'll be marked as completed anyway. So right now, these have the this is just marked as done, but this when you see this, view and receive a grade, you're going to have to wait for me to grade it before this is going to be marked complete. Same for the journal here. Okay, so let's take a look at what you need to look at. I'm not going to go through all of these because you don't want to be listening to 3 hours of tape, and I'm just explaining how it works. Every week. Every week's set up the same way. So you just go down the list, click on the image when you've finished it, mark it done, and then go on to the next thing. You'll notice on our course, we have a designation of 04G and 03G. The G stands for Global Scholars, and this is a Global Scholar course. So if you're interested in finding out more about Global Scholars, there's a link to that web page that you can read about it. And you may decide that you want to become a Global Scholar, and you'll see what's required for that. But this is a global focused course. So there are some things about global citizenship, the value of global citizenship education. These are things you're not going to be tested on it or anything, but I want you to read it. And also in the future, there's a journal that we're going to do. And so this will help with the question about global citizenship in the journal assignment. So read what I've written underneath it, because some of the things you may not be interested in doing. Maybe you don't have any desire to become a global citizen or to have the global designation on your transcript. And so you wouldn't need to go to the web page and look at it. But, I'm asking you to look at this one because look what I said. It says this will help with the question about global citizenship in the journal assignment. So I try to give you an understanding of why I'm asking you to look at this stuff. And, think about it. If you were sitting in a classroom with me, we would be meeting 2 days a week, and each session would be 90 minutes. And so that's 180 minutes that I would be showing you stuff, going over stuff with you, talking to you. So plan some time for this course. Don't wait until Sunday night at 11:30, knowing that everything's due by midnight to start even looking at it. That's why I make it available on Monday, so you've got all week that you could be working on it. Some people like to get it out of the way, the assignment's done and out of the way. And so if you do that, you've done everything I have on here from May 25th to June 5th, and you've gotten all that done, then go to the next week. And that from May 30th till June the 5th, there are more assignments to do. So there are 2 open this week just because we have short weeks. I think I'm repeating myself. I'm not sure. Purpose, tone, and audience. When we write for English 111, and let me just stop again and say this. This is important. So listen to this. When English 111 is going to be writing essays or documents that have paragraphs, that have topic sentences, and the whole thing, and then essays that have, the MLA format correct and all that stuff. So I'm going to teach you how to do all that stuff. But your writing should have a certain tone, an academic tone. In English 114, which I also teach, we talk about business tone. But really academic tone and business tone kind of go hand in hand. But be sure you look at that at that slideshow on purpose, audience, and tone, because it mentions what you can do to keep your tone elevated to an academic level and not just your everyday language. So that's important. Here's a slideshow on writing paragraphs. You want to go through that if you just need a brush up on topic sentences and supporting details and that sort of thing. Under here I said this slideshow presentation on how to write a paragraph, particularly for the introduction paragraph. That's an assignment for this week. And be sure to sign into your Nash student Gmail to have access to the course documents. Because if you're signed in through some other thing other than your Nash Community College, you won't be able to see it. I don't let people outside of my classes see my documents. There is a reading assignment from your book to do for this week. And again, it's page 1 through 14 in Rereading America. It's about critical thinking and how our textbook is kind of set up to challenge some cultural myths, some things that we say about living in America. And then when you actually look at it, it's really not so much. So that's something important for you to read. And this will also help you when with one of the questions that says, what does it mean to be a critical thinker? So I want you to read that. And again, you can, I've got the link here where you can just click on it and say, I'm done with that when you've done it. Just so you can look back at your page and tell what you've done and what you still have to do. This label down here is just some things that might be helpful to you. I'm not sure what day it is that you're looking at this for the first time. But if you look at it in time to do something, seek help on May the 25th or the 26th, which is Wednesday and Thursday of this week, there are some super summer learning sessions. And if you struggle sometimes with things in an online course, you may want to go to that. There are online sessions and a link where you can click to join those. That's Wednesday at 4 and Thursday afternoon at 4. And if you want to come to the campus and meet with our Digital Learning Center person, and so you can ask questions in person there. That is May the 25th and May the 26th at 11. If these are things that you can get help with, logging into Moodle, Nash email, self-service, locating your course syllabus and tentative schedule in Moodle, locating your EVA and orientation assignments, logging into Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Drive, accessing e-text and other online materials. And if you have any other questions, you can be a part of the Q&A session at the end. It's just something that I got in an email that it was available, and I thought, it might be helpful to somebody. I had a student spring semester that really shouldn't have been in an online class because she was not technically savvy. But most folks just, come right in, know exactly what to do. If you ever have a question about anything, email me. I will answer you as quickly as I can and set things straight. If you ever notice that there's something wrong with the Moodle page or something, you're like, I don't know what this is all about. Well, email me and let me know, because maybe it's something that I had hidden and never made it visible again or something. I do that sometimes. I need lots of eyes to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Okay, so if you will notice, I have a little color code going on here. Everything that I want you to do as far as reading documents and slideshows and the video of the week and all of that is under this green banner that says this week. So that's all of our sources there. And then I have assignment documents under this aqua heading here. And so in order to do the introduction paragraph assignment that I mentioned in this week, this is what we're doing. And you'll see the link for it down here, and I'll look at that in just a minute. But here's the document that tells you what to do. So when you click on that, you'll see it like this, where I give a little snapshot of what the assignment is like, that has information that will be helpful to you in writing this paragraph. So you're going to write a paragraph. You're going to introduce yourself to the class and to me. And if you want to look in your little Seagull Handbook, pages 2 through 5, it talks about purpose and audience. And so that would be just some pages in there. You don't have to read those pages, and I'm not going to give you a test on it or anything, but I always like to give you a resource that might be helpful to you for the assignment. So your tone, there is a slideshow to watch on that. I was just talking about that a moment ago, purpose, audience, and tone. And with those resources, you should be able to do this assignment. And the length of this needs to be 250 to 500 words in this paragraph. I don't care how many sentences you have, and as long as you have at least 250 words. And you can count the words in a Google Doc, and I really encourage you to use Google Docs, because they automatically save your information. Whereas in Microsoft Word, something happens, you didn't save it, and it's gone. But Google Docs keep everything in the cloud, so it's always going to be here when you go back. And it allows you the ability to count your words. So all you have to do, write your paragraph, highlight the text, and then go up here to Tools, and then you see Word Count, and you can click on that, and it'll tell you how many words you have. So it's not a big deal. I just want to see enough of your words so that I can help you with some common mistakes that I see you making. All right, it's got the objective and the directions. Write a paragraph introducing yourself to the class. Consider your purpose. Your purpose is to introduce yourself. Give yourself some interesting information that we can read, or that I can, because only I will see these paragraphs. But I have another activity for you to do where you'll be able to see each other's responses. But I'm just going to do this. And I put the information about academic tone in here in this document again. I put some suggestions of questions that you might want to consider putting in your paragraph. These are not meant for you to answer. But if you've written, okay, my name is so-and-so and I'm majoring in so-and-so, or, and then you don't know what to write, you're stumped. So maybe some of these questions you could answer, and that can add to your paragraph as you're writing it. But I don't really expect you to go in there and just answer all those questions. And I have another thing here. Please include anything else that you don't mind sharing with the class that you think will be interesting, or sharing with me. So don't put something in here that you wouldn't want anybody to know in a million years. This is not that. We're not doing a truth serum thing here. I just want to get to know you a little better, and to see your writing, so I can point out a couple of things if you have those common mistakes. But we'll get there. All right. I like giving samples. You will find that I provide samples for you throughout this course, and the reason that I do that is because personally, I like to see what something's supposed to look like when it's finished. I mean, I can read the assignment sheet, I can do what it said to do, but I want to see what it looks like. And so that is what I have done here. I have given you a sample. Here's my topic sentence, because you're going to look at a slideshow on topic sentences and be reminded of writing a paragraph. And then here's my topic sentence that I highlighted. My name is Deborah Lee, and it's a pleasure to introduce myself to the class. And then I just start rambling with information about me, telling you about my schools that I've been to, and everything. The cool thing about one other cool thing to know about me and my family is that I have 2 grown sons who do not live with me and are very independent young men. And we have a rescued bulldog. She was a breeder and out in a cage in somebody's backyard. And when she got too sick to produce any more puppies, they tried to let her starve to death, and they just stopped feeding her. And when she wouldn't die, they took her to the pound and said, put her down. And this Bulldog Association, Bullies to the Rescue is what it's called, centered in Charlotte, around Charlotte area. But when the person at the pound notified the person who's in charge of that, Bullies to the Rescue, and so we saved her. And I make a monthly contribution to the group, and anytime I have a little extra money, I'll give it to the group, because they rescue hundreds of bulldogs every year. You'd think that bulldogs are so expensive that you wouldn't need to rescue them, because people would take such good care of them, but they don't. And she had, when they got her, I didn't see a picture of her, and probably it would break my heart if I did see it, but they said she was skin and bones. She had heartworms, and she had a tapeworm, and she had some other kind of worms. I'm not sure, but from living outside, those heartworms were tough to treat and expensive. But basically, a foster care person took her into their home and nursed her back to health. So she was good to go when I got her. She was, healthy again, and I love her very much. She was 5 when I got her, and she will be 10 this summer. So anyway, if you ever get a chance to rescue a dog, she's still pretty expensive, because I had to pay a $600 fee, which really, they don't make any. It's a non-profit, but all these expenses, surgeries and everything, treatments that the dogs have to have, take a lot of money. So anyway, so there is the sample paragraph. You can just look at that. Oops, I need to update my sample paragraph, because I've got my husband's daughter on here living with her boyfriend, and she got married this spring semester. So she's not living with her boyfriend, she's living with her husband now. But they do have a rescued dog also. So anyway, That's the assignment sheet for the introduction paragraph. I have a golden banner here that where I put all the ways to do your graded assignments here. This first one is a Padlet. If you've never done a Padlet, it is not hard. All you have to do is go on there. You can double click on it, or you can go down here to the pink plus, click on that, and it'll bring up this. And then please put in your name. It's so faint I can't see what it says, but anyway, I think it's subject. But put your name up there, and then down here where it says oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, so down here where it says to write something wonderful or something like that, I can't read that either, is where you will put in information. I want you to get 3 facts that you don't mind sharing with the whole class, and something interesting about you that the class would like to know. And everybody will be able to see this Padlet as you add things to it. I'd like for you to add a picture to it as well. Let me get rid of that. And I have shown you a sample. Look, I posted one myself. So up here where it says subject, put your name. Otherwise, it's going to show up as anonymous. And I don't want you to be anonymous. I want to give you credit for this. You'll get 100 for doing this. And I would like for you to post 3 facts. I have 3 things listed here. And I have a picture, and this is my grandchildren on a cruise that we went on. One of my things here is I love to, my husband and I love to cruise. And we did a family cruise over Christmas. It was the first time my grandchildren had been on a cruise, and they thoroughly loved it, enjoyed it. It was fun going with the whole family. So anyway, post here. You get 100 for doing that. And you can mark it as done once you've done it. So most of these things you can mark yourself. The introduction paragraph goes here. This is a Turnitin link, and if you've worked with Turnitin before, then you should be good to go with this. But it's not hard. So what you will do is click on that link, and it'll tell you up here that the due date, June the 5th, 23:59, that's the last, and then it expires. But what you're looking for on here, and it's not showing up on my screen now because I have it starting the 25th, and this is the evening of the 24th. But there will be a link that it's a little cloud with an up arrow on it. So that's where you upload your assignment. And then once you upload your assignment, I'll go in there and I'll grade it. And after I have graded it, it will be showing on the Moodle page. Let me get back out of that. It'll be showing on the Moodle page that it's done. Where's my thing? Here we go. So this, you're going to mark complete yourself, and you will get 100 for doing it. I will go in and read and maybe comment, I don't know. But you'll get 100 for doing that. And then the paragraph needs to be submitted here. And I'm going to look for errors that you make, grammatical errors, mechanical errors. My observation in teaching over 25 years is that most people only make a few mistakes. They just repeat those same mistakes. And I just want to look and go over let you know what I saw when I was looking at it. I won't take off tremendous amounts of points for that. Shoot. I went back to it again, and I didn't mean to hover. My laptop here at home hovers. If I hover over anything, it just kind of pops up. All right, so Padlet, one assignment, introduction paragraph, another assignment, created in a Google Doc and turn it in on the Turnitin link there. If you get ready to do it and you really need some further instruction, email me. And but also on the Moodle page, let me go back up here and tell you, everything, all the tabs will have a date like this, and that'll be what we're working on that week. But this one up here has some just helpful information that you may want to go up there and take a look at. The course calendar being one of the things there. The information about smart thinking, we'll be using that at some point. How to create and share a Google Doc is there. How to submit a Turnitin assignment. So you can go back and get some good information from that if you need it for further help, or just ask me. I'll be glad to help you. Just ask. So that's the way the first week is set up. The second week that I'm making available, only because it's a short week, it's shortened by 1 day, technically, as the first week is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So since they're both shortened, I'm putting them both up here at the same time, and the due dates are June 5th for both sections. So when you finish, I would do the first week first and get it all done, and then go to the next week and do it. And I would suggest that you mark things finished. You don't have to particularly mark it on your Moodle page, but you can, or just keep a list and check it off as you do it. Next, for that second partial week, then there's a video for that. Grammar and mechanics, some documents on here to do, and hopefully I can go ahead and get those, the introduction paragraphs, some feedback back to you soon enough so that you can get the assignments done for this, because there's one assignment to do with the feedback that I give you. And of course you're going to have to, I'm going twice as fast in the summer too, so I'm going to try to I try to give feedback as quickly as I can anyway. But don't expect that, you turned it on Sunday night and by Monday morning at 9 o'clock you're expecting it to be graded. It's not going to be. But I will get it done as soon as I possibly can so that you can complete your assignments. Because the graded assignments for this week are 2 more things. Real world writing and journal assignment for your introduction paragraph where I gave you some feedback. I put this announcement on here. There are no curriculum classes on March the 30th. The college will be closed in celebration of Memorial Day. So next Monday, the college is closed, and I'm supposed to be having, like a holiday that day. But I still will probably check my email. So if you need me, just let me know. All right. So same thing. Click on the video, do all the things, go through each of the things here, and just mark them that you've done them when you finish going through them. The assignment document for your real world writing is under assignment documents here. So there's that to click on. And then I have given, this is not going to be in a paragraph, it's going to be in several paragraphs. I really believe that you shouldn't have any problem doing this. I give you the format for a business letter, and I give you an actual sample of a business letter. So take advantage of those samples that I create for you so that you can see what it's supposed to look like. So you can look at what I did and know certain things. So all of the different parts of the business letter are single line with skipping a line in between them. So I made this January 18th, 2021. And so I've got my return address up here. I've got the date of the letter here. And then I've got, this is going to be directed to, actually I made this up. There is no University of the South in Durham, but the dean, the director of admissions, the University of the South. And so there are things that you'll be looking at here, and I go into more detail in the video for this week. So take advantage of the samples and everything. But I wanted to go ahead and bring it up this week so you'll know once you finish everything from that first week, go ahead and start on this and get that done, because the due dates are the same for this first abbreviated week and for the second abbreviated week, all due by June the 5th. Well, I've probably talked your ears off by now, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. You'll see another one next for the next week on the Moodle page. And I'll have a little video for you to look at every week. It probably won't all be as long as this one because I've just had a lot to cover here. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Contact me with emails if you need me. Reach out to me for help. I get paid to help you. I get paid to teach you. So I don't expect you to know how to do everything. And if it's truly something you don't know how to do, just let me know and I'll be glad to walk you through it. I think some students see me as a teacher that will get you through. And I promise you, if you participate, read the documents and everything that I've provided for you, ask me questions when I didn't give you enough information and you needed more information, you're gonna sail through this course and you're gonna be just fine. The problems come when you don't do the work, when you get so far behind you can't catch up, and that sort of thing. So I am going to sign off. You'll be hearing from me a lot during the summer. I'll send announcements and emails and such. So, but I'll be in touch with you a lot this summer, and you can be in touch with me a lot too if you want to. Alrighty, well, I'm going to end the video now, and I will talk to you in the next video.